Just to tell you a little bit about myself, I've been with the company here now for the past 7 years. Farah, if you could mute out. For the past 7 years, I've been with the company. Got started in a very interesting position in my life. I was $100,000 in debt. I had my car repossessed a couple of weeks before I got started. I had to borrow $500 from my mother in order to be able to join the business. So don't tell me you can't afford it, because I went off and I found my mother as a resource, and went and borrowed some $500 from her to be able to buy my groceries in advance. And now I've spent the last handful of years traveling the world, touring around and helping create families right across the board. Now hundreds of thousands of families across the board, around 14 different countries, that have gone out and made the positive decision to join the challenge, to be a part of this cause, and to go out and create an extra $1,500 a month or an extra $15,000 to $20,000 a year in supplementary income for their families by going out and making a difference in their communities and amongst the friends that they care about and the people that they love. And I know that you see something here as well, and I wanted to bring on a couple of people here from the company that have done tremendous things, people that have made extraordinary sacrifices for the betterment of others, to be able to go out and help people just like you to be able to create a part-time income for you and as well as for your family. And I want to bring on a very special individual here to kick off the call. I know that a lot of you guys have looked at the products, you've tried some of the products, and I said, hey, what better than to bring on a two-time Miss Olympian that has literally been with our company here for the past 7 years. If there's anybody that knows anything about nutrition, this lady here is #1 best in the world to recognize as an Olympia across the board. Please welcome to the team call here, Miss Jenny Lynn Travis, $3 million in earnings on top of that.
Hi, everybody.
Over to you, Jenny Lynn.
I'm doing awesome. I'm here from Louisville, Kentucky in the States, but excited to get a chance to share with you a little bit about my story. I have been with the company now for just over 7 years. Prior to Vi, as Jason mentioned, I've been in the health and fitness industry for about 25 years. I was a personal trainer for 20 years, and I was a professional physique athlete for a decade. I had a very successful career as a professional physique athlete. As Jason mentioned, I won 12 pro titles. I won the Figure Olympia twice. I won the Arnold Classic Figure International 3 times. I was a sponsored athlete for 10 years. Unfortunately, there's not a great deal of income to be earned in the fitness industry. So I got a bunch of medals and a bunch of trophies and, you know, my pictures and magazines, etc. But I retired from competing with $50,000 in credit card debt, a foreclosed property, no retirement. Like, what in the world am I going to do with my life? And very fortunately, 7 years ago, I was introduced to Vi. Was really impressed with the science of the products, loved the mission of the company. But the first thing I did was put my own family on the challenge to kind of be my guinea pig. And in the first 6 months, my mom lost 65 pounds. My dad lost 45 pounds. My brother lost 55 pounds. My sister-in-law lost 65 pounds. Well, that was enough for me. It worked for my family. It's going to work for everybody's family. Let's do this thing. So I got after the business side of what we do, got really passionate about helping others either take the challenge or promote the challenge. And I can say without a doubt, it's the #1 best decision in my life. I've helped thousands of people earn a couple $1,000s a month. I've helped 40 people earn a 6-figure income. I went from broke ex-athlete to, as Jason said, almost making nearly $3 million, helping folks get healthy, which is what I was going to do for the rest of my life anyways. So it's been a blessing. Join the challenge.
Fantastic. Thanks a lot, Jenny Lynn. And guys, we're, one thing that I look at when I saw Jenny Lynn taking the products, I said, you know what, if someone whose job it is to make sure that they're putting proper nutrition in their body, someone whose job it is to know every single thing when it comes to losing weight, putting on muscle, if it's good enough for them, as not just Jenny Lynn, but she's built a credible team of a number of superstar athletes across the board that are figure competitors and gold medalists. I said, you know what, I'll take a shot at this and I'll take a try. And hey, lost 20 pounds, felt great on my first 90-day challenge. And good. Thanks a lot, Jenny. Let's kick it over now. I want to go down south over to Florida. Mr. Kevin Merriweather, good to have you on the line, my friend. And I know that you got a great story that everyone's going to love and respect. Can't wait to hear it. Over to you, my friend, Mr. Kevin Merriweather.
Thank you, Jason, for having me on. Hopefully you can hear me okay. I'm actually here in Atlanta, Georgia at the airport. Right here at the Delta Terminal, but here at the Renaissance Hotel, we're running an event right now. But honored to be able to share just a little bit of our story. I got challenged almost 7 years ago now by a good friend who thought that he and I could, not only lose some weight on the challenge, we could both make money promoting the challenge. And he couldn't have been more right. He lost 12 pounds in his first 2 weeks on the challenge. I lost 12 pounds my first month. And all we did different was drink a shake once or twice a day instead of eating. we both said to ourselves, we could probably find a couple hundred folks that would agree with us that a healthy shake instead of maybe a number one, okay, for breakfast would be, a healthy alternative and a better way to live life. And so we went out with that mission just to go out and push the idea of a couple of meal replacements a day. Guys, I'll tell you, it just took off. I was 19 years into my career at UPS. I was literally a driver, driving the tandems over the road at night, and my wife was a stay-at-home mom of our twin 3-year-old boys. We were broke, busted, and disgusted. We were sick and tired of being sick and tired, and Visalis came into our life at the perfect time. We went all in. We went to sharing. 6 months later, we doubled my UPS salary. A year later, I quit my job at UPS, went full-time. It took us 2 years to make our first million, and now we're almost $2.5 million in earnings. And I don't tell you that to impress you, but come on, guys. I failed college and negotiated my way out of high school and turned a $2 million profit going out promoting health and fitness. I do not have any of the accolades that Miss Jenny Lynn has. The only thing I can do is run fast. That's about it. So if you can run fast, if you can share a testimony, if you can make a shake, you can go out and do this. Looking forward to meeting you guys. Thanks for having me, Jason. Back to you, buddy.
Kevin, I appreciate you taking the time, my friend. I know you're at an event, and we'll see you real soon.
Yes, sir.
All right, brother. Thanks a lot. Guys, we're going to scoot on back over to the other side of the country, and we got our host that set up all this stuff for us, Miss Brenda Casamoto. I like to say Casamoto. Miss Brenda Casamento. She is an absolute rock star, one of my leaders and inner circle members that we've had a lot of fun with, and she's doing some really incredible things. She's a busy mother. She's a business owner. I won't take too much of her story away, but Brenda, over to you.
Thanks so much, Jason. And hey, everybody, so glad that you could just take in what you're experiencing today, because I remember being in a room just like you not too long ago. 5 years ago, I saw Visalis, and I was, like Jason said, a busy mom of 6. I was a traditional brick and mortar business owner. I'm a nutritionist by trade as well, and I have over 25 years under my belt in this fitness and nutrition industry. But what I can tell you is we looked really good. We had the big house, we had the cars in the garage, the boat, all that good stuff, but we were really broke. We watched the money come in one door and go right back out the other. And it was time to look at doing something different. And I, as in my looking process, knew that I loved health and fitness, and I had a passion to change people's lives. And I came across Visalis on my own health journey, which was amazing. I am almost now down 100 pounds with Visalis. And it has changed my life dramatically, because all I know, and I'm speaking out there to the moms that are busy, I'm speaking out there to the people that, are kind of lost in their weight loss journey, maybe got stuck on a plateau and just needs an extra push. The products are amazing. There's absolutely a community here that will give you a chance to embrace them and support you on your journey. And that is one thing that Vi gave me that was worth more than any money could be, was the community and the experiences with people. And, this has not only changed my life, but my mom, down 60 pounds within 6 months, off insulin for almost 4.5 years. We can't make medical claims. All I know is my mom at the tender age of 72 is going mall walking every day because she challenges herself just like I do. And this has been awesome. So part-time, yes. Go ahead.
Thanks a lot, Brenda. Appreciate you sharing. Guys, we're going to move along and jump on over to Mr. Brandon Janis. I'm not sure what part of the world you are in, my friend, but you're an absolute rock star bringing this challenge state to state across the United States. I have no idea where you are. You're always someplace else. People on the challenge, getting people to that $500 to $600 a month swing in their income. There's nobody better than you. Maybe take 30 seconds there, Brandon, and share a little bit of your story.
I appreciate you, Jason. Thank you for having me on. I'm coming at you from Columbia, Missouri today, guys. Super excited to be involved in this. Real quick, guys, I've been with Vi about 4 years now, a traditional business owner. I had no idea what I was doing when I was approached by this, but my reason not to do it is I'm way too busy. I'm way too busy to do this, right? That was my reason I couldn't do this. And the more I told myself that, the more I realized I had to do something different, or for the next 40 years, I'd be the way too busy business owner that never got to see my kids. Long story short, guys, 22 months in, hit the rank of ambassador, made almost $20,000 that month. Now I get to do what I love most. I'm a full-time dad, and I do Vi part-time, to be completely honest with you. It's blessed my life beyond anything I could ever imagine. Over to you, Jason.
There he is. I love it. Thanks a lot, Brandon. And let's kick it on over to Chicago, Ms. Jonna Parr. We got Jonna Parr, and then we're going to go to Mr. Kyle Passetti, $7 million in earnings. weeks, and then we're going to jump over to our president for a couple of closing thoughts. So, Jonna, over to you. Vi Millionaire, coming out of Chicago. I know you're jacked up for your event that's coming up in a couple of weeks. Over to you.
I can't wait. Thank you so much, Jason. Our family, we were introduced to Vi 5 years ago. That was also 100 pounds ago between myself, my husband, and our daughter. We were with another direct selling company for 15 years. Prior to that, I was a broke single mom of 2. So I can tell you that this style of business changed my absolute life. But I can tell you, being a part of Vi, there's nothing like making money while making a difference. You can sell stuff, but we go way beyond that, where we're impacting people's lives. That's exactly what we do. We are now Vi Millionaires. We absolutely love it. We are now empty nesters. And I tell you what that means for us in this style of business is total freedom. We are getting ready to travel, explore in 15 different countries, because we can do that and still touch our business and have a blast doing it, Jason. It's absolutely incredible.
I love it, John. Well, I appreciate you sharing. Great to have you on the call. I'm going to kick it over one last testimonial here before we kick it over to Mr. Blake Mallen. I got my brother from another mother all the way. Looks like he's in Florida over there. Mr. Kyle Passetti, $7 million in earnings. Been with the company here the same amount of time as myself. We've been here 7 years, $7 million in earnings, and he's looking fantastic there on the water. Kyle Passetti, we got rooms right across Canada. Blitzed up. Over to you, my friend.
Awesome, Jason. Well, appreciate it. As Jason said, made $7 million over the last 7 years. Gang, I was nothing more than a broke carpenter when I discovered this industry, and more specifically Visalis. And, you know, we hear a lot of crazy numbers on the call, 7 million and a couple million and on and on. You know, most people that are looking at Visalis are looking to make $1,000 a month, a couple $1,000 a month. So just know that you have that ability. I've been able to help hundreds, if not thousands of people do that, achieve that goal. You know, maybe it's $100,000 a year you're looking to make. Well, you know, been able to help a few hundred people do that as well. What I'm telling you is if you've got a dream like I did, it doesn't matter what walk of life you're from. If you've got a dream, you got a passion, all you've wanted was a shot in life. Just like me. I remember when I first got started in business, I sold a surfboard to get started, and but I had a dream. I knew that there was more to life than what I was experiencing, and you too can achieve whatever it is that you want to with Visalis. One thing that I'll tell you is that when an opportunity comes your way, most people aren't in a position to seize the moment, or at least they don't think they are. The opportunity's laying in your lap. You just got to seize that moment. And the next call we do, maybe it's you sharing your story. So with that, back to you, Jay.
Hey, appreciate it, Kyle. Thanks a lot, brother. We got one other guy I wanted to bring on, John Martin. But, John, I know that you're in front of the room. You're with a crowd of people. John's one of the other Canadian Vi Millionaires and sitting there in the London event with the absolute rock stars that are putting together that event. So it's good to have all of you guys. Mr. John Martin, I'll speak for you. I know that you're excited for everything that we're doing here across Canada and putting together the first little get-together that we've done right here, right now. The last time we built this across Canada, John Martin and I, it was we did this for 42 straight months every week and changed the lives of hundreds of thousands of Canadians from a weight loss and a financial income standpoint. This is the first one that we put together in our grand comeback here and launching the challenge across Canada. And I wanted to bring our president on here, Mr. Blake Mallen, coming out of California. President, my friend, what do you have to say with what's going on here in North America?
I love it. Well, first and foremost, Jason, respect to you and the leaders out here for pulling this call together. And thanks to all the leaders who just shared their stories. And I'm just scrolling through and seeing all the photos and everybody logged in that I can see. And I know there's rooms full of people across Canada that I can't see. And you guys, first and foremost, here's what I know. I know every one of you that are watching this right now, every one of you that are listening to these stories, every one of you that are going through this information. Here's what I know without even knowing who you are, without even knowing who's out there. I know every one of us have one thing in common, and that's those of us that are on this line right now are different than the masses and different than the majority. And the reason that I say that is today's the 28th of January, and the 28th of January is crazy that we're already almost through the first month of the year. But here's what about people. I know most people have already given up on their goals. I know most people came into 2017 saying, I want it to be different. Maybe they had ideas to make it different, right? They wanted something more. And most people, right, a couple of weeks in, sadly, have already given up on what they want to change. And the fact that you guys are on this line, the fact that you guys are putting time into learning and growing and seeking a solution means you are different. I want you guys to recognize that and recognize yourselves. And here's what that tells me. It tells me you have what it takes. And some of you guys are going to go, how do you say that? Like, how do you know I have what it takes? You guys, it only takes one thing to make this vehicle work. You've heard the information, you've heard the stories, and you'll hear all different walks of life. And people ask me, they go, well, do I have to be a good talker? Nope. You guys, we got people that are great talkers and we got people that are, bad talkers making a lot of money. Do I have to know a lot of people? Nope. We got people that came in and, experts that are making money. Do I have to be an entrepreneur? Nope. We've helped people, take the first leap into entrepreneurship. You guys, all walks of life making things happen, but here's what I'll tell you. Are you listening? They all have one thing in common, and that's all of them brought a desire. So if you're watching this right now and you're like, what do I have to bring to the table? You guys, I'm telling you, it's one thing. A desire to move toward something you want or away from something you don't. And I know all of you guys, if you're watching this, you have that desire, right? It might be this is the year you're going to, save extra money to take your family on that vacation you want to go. It might be this is the year that you're going to get some of that debt that's been mounting on your back off so you can have freedom of mind. Right? It might be the year where, this is the year you want to get out of that job that you're just unfulfilled. There's more. You're worth more. You're worth more than they're paying you. You guys, I ask you guys to bring that desire to the table of what is it that you want to move toward or what is it you want to move away? And here's what I can tell you with certainty. You found a vehicle that works. We can give you the roadmap to get there. And you said on this line that know how to show you the way. And we've done it over and over and over again. So here's my closing thoughts of my hope for you guys. If I were to have a wish for the world in 2017 as we're going into a brand new year, my theme, right, that I wish everybody would adopt is this. Live this year urgently. Live this year urgently. And it came from an inspired reading that I saw a couple months ago. I read a book, and the book has a pretty demoralizing title, but it's a pretty inspiring book. And the book was called The Top 5 Regrets of the Dying. And it chronicles someone who spent most of her life in people's last few weeks or last few hours. And I'll save you guys the punchline of the top 5, but I'll give you number 1. The number 1 thing she said, the number one thing when people are in their final hours on this planet, their number 1 regret is they didn't live a life of their own. They didn't live a life that was theirs, right? They followed a routine. They followed what they got stuck in. They didn't do what they were meant to do. And you guys, that's my message I want to live to you. Live urgently because you know what? Every day is a blessing. This should be your year. This can be your year. There's a vehicle in front of you that can take you there. And there's people that are willing to help, but you have to make a decision and add an element of urgency, guys, and we can move you toward that vision of life, health, and prosperity. And I look forward to seeing you guys change your stories. So, Jason, I appreciate the few minutes. I'll turn it back to you, my man.
Hey, my friend, thanks a lot for all our speakers that were on, as well as all of you guys. I know that every single one of you guys here, you're sitting in front of somebody right now that has made you a shake, or you're sitting in a room where you got to try some of the products, you got to hear some other testimonials and stories. Do yourself a favor right now, guys. Make sure that phone down and say to the person sitting across from you, I'm ready to get started. Let's do this. Whether it's just simply you taking the VI Commit, doing that VI Commit page, filling that out, and being a premier customer for the next 90 days, or you make a positive decision to, like Blake said, let's not live in regret and let's not look back wishing that we had a life that we designed and that we created on our own. And on that note, I'm going to take this call offline here, guys. I appreciate you guys. I love you. Very good luck on your challenge. Can't wait to see some of you guys' business partners. Look forward to seeing all of your guys' commitment videos on Facebook with the VI Commit program. We'll talk to you live. We'll talk to you